Hello all, and welcome back to your favorite K-pop podcast. It's me again. Hello, I hope you're all well. In this podcast episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about K-pop comebacks, my thoughts and feelings towards them, and we're going to put our business hats on and just think about the future of these groups, where they're heading, and just overall opinions. And feel free to comment down below if you agree with anything or if you have anything else to add. I have spoken about Stray Kids' comeback before, so I'll just try and make this brief. But in terms of the overall reception to Stray Kids' comeback, I mean, this has probably really boosted them in terms of their popularity. I know prior that I spoke to a Korean friend who actually told me that Stray Kids aren't very popular or well known in Korea, but I think that Stray Kids are going to be one of those groups, or one of the first groups that are Korean but are actually more popular abroad and will make it big abroad. I think what will happen is that Stray Kids will make it really big internationally, and then South Korea will kind of, like BTS, adopt them as national icons, but it'll be like the other way around, whereas BTS did start off being popular in Korea first and then blew up internationally. But in terms of the Stray Kids Maniac album, wonderful, their promotions are wonderful. I think honestly Stray Kids are set for global domination. I've said this for a while, and I think it sincerely depends on BTS's activities. BTS overall, I know right now there's been a lot of talk, kind of everyone's got their hands up in the air. There's question marks all over the place because no one truly knows whether Jin from BTS will actually be going to the military this year, next year. What's going on? Are they going to get pushed back? I know there is a bill that is trying to get appealed that will allow K-pop idols who have greatly contributed to their country, like BTS have, absolutely no doubt, to kind of forfeit them from going to the military. I totally understand why from both sides in terms of like nationalism. If you are Korean, I think you want your fellow Koreans, you know, the men, to go to the military regardless of fame, popularity, wealth, to protect your country, and I understand that. But it gets to a point, especially with people like BTS, where it's like they're actually more useful not in the military, and they generate so much tourism and money that it would be extremely detrimental to break them up and send them to the military if Korea wants to continue with the tourism, with the promotions that BTS brings them. And also BTS are like so close to getting a Grammy. They're so close that I think it's that desperation of, if we stop them now, we're going to stop them just from getting that Grammy. And how amazing would that be for not only BTS but for South Korea? Like, they will break records if they win a Grammy. And then if you allow them to work another year, then maybe they'll win 2 Grammys. Another year, maybe 3 Grammys. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a case of, if they're still allowed to be active and working as a group like that, it will get to a point where just the members individually are also so popular that like Jungkook can release a solo album and get nominated for a Grammy. You know, things like that would be more possible. But it's like, now is really the time for BTS to keep going if they want to be extremely formally recognized by the world, by the Grammys, officially. You know what I'm trying to say? Instead of just being a popular boy group, they can really become artists. I can understand why the government kind of wants to try and push their military conscription a little bit further. I don't know if they should be totally exempt from going to the military. I don't know if you need to go that far, but I think they need at least 4 more years. And then like HYBE can at least form a strategy with each member, with the group, to figure out how they're going to kind of maintain the success while one by one each person gets shuttled off, or they all shuttle off together. And it gives HYBE as well time to prepare. Because what I'm trying to say, going back to my point with Stray Kids, is like, I truly honestly think, okay, let's say BTS all go to the military together, or even if they don't, the moment BTS aren't BTS anymore due to the military, I genuinely think that there's always a niche, a gap in the market. There's always a need for a boy group. And that's what people don't quite understand. The reason why BTS got to become so popular is because it was perfect timing. It was when the world desperately needed a boy group. You know, girls needed a group to obsess over. And guess what happened prior to BTS getting popular? One Direction split up. BTS replaced One Direction. Do you see the timing, how that works? One Direction split up and then BTS rose to fame because there is always a need for a boy group. You know, girls want a pop star or pop stars to listen to. And I think Justin Bieber was kind of going off the rails. One Direction had split up. I don't know what happened to 5 Seconds of Summer, but yeah, like BTS were those new golden boys and they've remained that, which is, you know, amazing. And they've actually fostered an even bigger fan base. So kudos to them. But what I'm trying to say is they know it, HYBE knows it, and we know it, that that streak will break the moment a member goes to the military and then that sequence, that cycle starts. And I truly think that because there's no other boy groups in the Western world, etc., it will be another K-pop group that takes over for BTS. I mean, I'm not saying that BTS will, you know, die and disappear. I'm not saying that. But what will probably happen is BTS will be able to come back strong once they are all done with the military and make a big comeback. But there will, for that period of time before them, need to be a group to fill that. And I honestly think that that group will be Stray Kids. They are in a kind of age range that fits that ideal. Their music is good. Stray Kids, like BTS, self-compose. They have dynamite choreography. They all look different, so it's kind of like pick your preference aesthetic wise, which I think was the same as BTS. It's very Oran High School Host Club, you know, you get to pick your type, and Stray Kids are very appealing. And we already know that they're big abroad. People really like them internationally. And of course, the one thing that Stray Kids has as an advantage over BTS is, other than being slightly younger than BTS, just meaning they have more years to be active. And the oldest member, Bang Chan, is Australian. So he actually wouldn't even need to go to the military. So that would give more time for the group to be active before this exemptions has to start kicking in and all this kind of stuff. The big advantage that Stray Kids have is that more members speak English and more members speak English at a more advanced level. I think a big reason why BTS did so well, especially in America, was because they were able to do American interviews to huge audiences. Because the thing is, language shouldn't be a barrier. It's amazing that with only one member speaking English, their talents really got to forgo language barriers, and I think that that's wonderful. But Rap Monster has even said himself, you know, Namjoon has said himself, what a struggle and how much pressure it puts on him and the stress he has as someone that's not even a native English speaker to have had to do all the interviews and do all of that on his own, and the pressure as leader. Like, BTS as a group owe so much of their success, and HYBE as well owes so much to Namjoon for actually being able to conduct interviews in English and answer these questions, because he couldn't really ask the other members to help. Which I don't blame them, you know, it's not a necessity for people who don't speak English to speak English. It's like an incredible thing. I think if they didn't have Rap Monster and they couldn't do those interviews in English, I really don't think that BTS would have made it internationally, like the way they've done now. So that's like incredible. But what I mean is Stray Kids, because they have Chris, they have Felix, and I think Sungmin can speak pretty good English, Han can speak pretty good English, and even Hyunjin is learning. That's an adequate good amount of members to be able to help each other and do interviews and just feel a bit more comfortable. And like, of course, the more English members know, the more English a group knows, just the quicker you can win an audience over, because the quicker you can show your personalities. So that's why I just think Stray Kids can make it abroad, you know, make it internationally, like, quicker. But like, I just want to say kudos to BTS again, because honestly, the fact that I can say that Stray Kids, you know, can fill that gap while BTS aren't active is because BTS really put Korea on the map, K-pop on the map, made people take them more seriously. I do think initially Big Bang were the ones who were actually nominated for an award, and because Taeyang can speak English, he accepted the award on behalf of the group and they were there. But Big Bang were actually, I remember, one of the first K-pop groups to be nominated for this kind of like international award. So, but like kind of like Big Bang crawled so that BTS could walk, and then BTS walked so that Stray Kids could run. Like, that's what I'm thinking. There's always work to be done for like the next generation, the next group. So I never want to say that BTS didn't work hard, because like we've all seen it. We've all seen the movies, the videos, the documentaries. So I don't want to badmouth them, but all I just want to say is it's inevitable that a spot will need to be filled when BTS aren't active, because girls need a group to adore. And 2 years is a long time. It really does make things very difficult for groups. I'm a huge EXO fan, and obviously I'm literally on 5 members, so I'm depressed. But I just thought it'd be really important to kind of say that. It's just a prediction of mine, but I do think if anyone's going to fill in a gap, it will be Stray Kids. But I'm not saying that BTS are going to totally be inactive, because I honestly think that HYBE will send a member off one by one, or maybe two by two, which will give time for the other members to do solo projects. And even Sugar kind of confirmed that solo projects were happening and solo music. I think possibly V's mixtape got, like a demo of V's mixtape got leaked. So like clearly they're all enjoying making their own music, and HYBE will absolutely put money behind any kind of solo releases they want to do. What I'd love is for one of them to release a solo album and to get nominated or perform on a big show like the Grammys or the VMAs. That would be amazing, and that would show that even individually they're being taken seriously. That's what I would want. But that basically includes both BTS and Stray Kids comeback. I did also want to mention that BTS did confirm that they will be releasing an album this year, but it's under wraps. I think the reason why they haven't really mentioned an album is because they wanted to get the Grammys out of the way to see if they would win with Butter or Dynamite or Permission to Dance, whichever one was nominated for a Grammy. But I definitely think that, especially with the fear of Jin going, I think that BTS are going to release an album this year so that they are within like the application nomination period for the Grammys. I'm sure there's like a application kind of deadline period, so they're going to release the album when it can be nominated for the next Grammys, because I think they're gunning for an album nomination, a song nomination, and a group/duo nomination. I do think that the Grammys will only give them one win. They'll probably just win the group/duo category, which is very unfair, but the Grammys have been nothing but very cruel and unfair to BTS, so I don't expect any less from them. I'm not sure if Jin will be around for the Grammys, but at least he can contribute to the album, the music video, like be present for that, and then be told while he's in the barracks in the military that, your group won. That would be very nice for him. It all depends if Jin will be going to the military, or it's going to be if all of BTS actually will end up not having to go, or it's just going to be extended till they're 35 years old, etc. But we will see. So that's BTS and Stray Kids. And that's it for this podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give this a big old thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed listening. And if you'd like me to talk about anything else or anything you've heard or seen in K-pop news, and you'd like my thoughts on it, or you want to share your own thoughts, comment down below. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!